G'day folks, Tony again here for more Renowned Explorers International Society. So now that we have finished our second expedition, here we are sort of back in the world map. Again, we have some research here that we can do, and let's try rounding out this observation here. Scientist senses Amelia trains everyone to pay extra attention when exploring the wilds. An expedition leads to unknown locations full of discoveries to be made. The crew trains to take an extra good look whenever a certain type of challenge arises. So nature challenges are the ones that we tend to be preferencing because we're pretty good at wrangling them. So I think I'm just going to lean into that. Okie dokie, choose one. Plus 50% renown from gold, status, or research. Because we have finished that entire tree, I believe. So inquisitive renown. With so much expertise in the art of observation and the scientific method, the crew has learned new ways to use their gains to require more renown. I assume that means acquire more renown. Where has the crew gained expert efficiency? I'm going to lean right into research because we do tend to be preferencing that. So let's give it a go. Okay. We have 134 research left at the moment, and the next one will only cost us 70. So let's have a look here and see what else we have at our disposal. Choose this field if you want to make the most of your actions in cities. Starting this project will unlock, okay, entourage halls cost less. We can get insight. And more insight and so on and so on. What else do we have here? 4 to 6 research from encounters. Sure. We have renown through status. Okay, we're not tending to lean into that. We're going to go mainly research and renown through gold. Sure. Renown through research. That is the one that we're kind of leaning into. So let's unlock that one. Because we're going to get right amongst it. What do we need to do here? Sure. So get study from spending insight. Yep. And getting more stuff from discoveries. All right, so that's all good and groovy. Let's head back to the world map here. We're going to go back to Berlin. And we're going to get Amelia to do more teaching here because it's going to get us a ton more stuff that we can then fold straight back into another research ability. So, which one do we want to go for here? What's further down the tree? +1 supplies, that might be handy. Discovery when you find treasure. Ooh, origin of species 2, that's a little ways away. All right, we're going to go that one first. And let's head back to town again, back to Berlin. I know we're kind of doing the same thing over and over here, but it is sort of a bit of a point of specialization for us here. So I'm tending to lean quite heavily into doing more of the thing that we're sort of already doing. Let's have a look and see what we have at our disposal for getting more entourages. So we've already recruited somebody from the first specialist category. We can spend 50 of our status points here to unlock more specialists, but I do want to have a look here at the Turkish set as well to see if there's anything different that we can get, because we do have level 1 specialists here as well. 1 collect whenever you enter a technique challenge, a wits challenge, a technique challenge. All right, so that's sort of focused in a different area. Look, these are all going to help. So we're going to grab some of them. And they're right here, so we will nick them. I do want to do an upgrade, but I don't think that's going to let us actually purchase anyone because we don't have enough status for that yet. So maybe we should try and make sure that we preference things that are going to allow us to get more status. Journalists will help on that front, as will lobbyists. So which of these? That's going to be 1 to 3. That's also going to be 1 to 3. That's from campaign tokens, and that's from encounters. We'd probably get more campaign tokens than anything else, and given that the lobbyist was a cost of 100 rather than 75, going to play it safe. That's what we're going for. All right. We do have some slightly cheaper specialists here. That's going to get us extra campaign, but we can't afford it at this point. So Red Square Market is going to have some things, but we now also have the Oman Bazaar, which is probably going to be different kinds of items. +2 speech power, gain the Beguileless storytelling perk, +10 armor. Now this is a trinket, and at the moment, Jean-Pierre doesn't have any trinkets. That might be handy. And gain the Quick Thinker Wits perk. Sure. If we do an upgrade here, we do have quite a lot of coin. It's also going to give us the opportunity to get some other things here as well. Naturalist Astronomy. That looks kind of handy. Do we have that one yet? We do not have that one yet. All right. So how about we... because that is also a trinket. Well, I suppose we should look at these other items here first, shouldn't we? Looks like there's only trinkets here. Very well. So we're going to grab that upgrade. I'm going to grab that. Oops. We're going to pop it in Jean-Pierre. We're going to pop it on Jean-Pierre. And we're going to grab this telescope because Amelia can carry another thing. So that's another extra for us. And let's head back to the Red Market Square and see what else we can get here. Athlete stamina, sure. Resist damage from terrified, sure. Diplomat languages, yeah, that's all well and good. 60 to upgrade, we might do that again straight away. Resist damage taken from saddened. Makes you really confident. Start in confident. All right, sure. We've done an upgrade to kind of everything, though. We have 230 gold left. Trinkets are really the only slots sort of that are still available, but maybe it might be worth upgrading in some of these other categories here. Jean-Pierre's speech defense is fairly low. Of all of the things, I think that one might be the one that is the most kind of behind, although Amelia's grit is also quite low. So what do we have here that might be helping? Armor and speech defense. More armor and speech defense. Good armor might give Jean-Pierre a little bit more in that speech defense category. Speech defense and armor, more speech defense and more armor. Sure. All right, here's some grit as well, but this is for scouts only. So Kiwi is the only person who would be able to wear those. So it's also not terribly useful. All right. And upgrading to the next tier is not going to be any use to us because we don't have that much coin. All right. All exciting abilities gain +10 speech power. Okay. Look, straight off the top of my head here, I think that what we might do is go to the defensive category. And we can afford one of these, so I'm going to grab some good armor. I'm going to pop that there. I'm going to sell this back. So we still have a little bit of gold left, but not very much. And that's going to have to do us, I think. Alrighty. So we've sort of spent all of our bits and pieces now, which means that it's time to head out on our third of 5 expeditions. We have completed the the one that was over in the Caribbean. So where else might we go now? We have a Highlands expedition, which is 3-star. The Mali and the Hungarian ones are the 2-star ones from before. I think we might try and go a 3-star one because it is good to sort of ramp up the pressure on ourselves. So our choices are Highlands and the desert in Egypt. Let's have a look and see what it tells us. Archaeologist, athlete, survivalist, or rogue will help. We do have an athlete, Jean-Pierre, and Amelia is a little bit on the archaeologist front, and Kiwi is on the survivalist front. So that looks fairly promising. Let's just compare that to the Highlands one. Beguiler, diplomat, tactician, or engineer. That's certainly not us, so that seems like an unwise choice. So we're going to go on the Egyptian expedition. Let's head off now and see how we fare. The Egyptian desert. Jean-Pierre is already complaining about being thirsty. Amelia sighs and checks the map you got from the Renowned Explorers International Society. Amelia determines the location of the Temple of War. There it is. By chance, a British expedition passes you. The leader of the caravan approaches you with enthusiasm. Another group of fine explorers. Be careful not to dry out in the desert. Visit an oasis to replenish your supplies. He hands over a map of all the oases, and we'll absolutely accept that pamphlet. Thank you so much for that. When the British investor disappears, Amelia rallies the crew. It's time to start this adventure in the desert. Are you ready, dear viewers? We might get ourselves off and away. We're going to go on this zero supply trip and head straight into an encounter and possibly also get some gold. Let's give it a red hot go. What a rare sight. A group of British goons without a leader. They are approaching you. They catch up to you and one starts talking. We cannot find our boss, but we are sure he wants you gone. Usually he tells us how to behave during a confrontation, but since he is not here, we will approach you in a friendly manner. We're going to show our worth, and oh boy, this is a rank 4 encounter. This is certainly going to put us through our paces, folks. Defeat all enemies, and if we defeat them with friendly, we're going to get ourselves a token. Alrighty. Let's have a quick peek around and see what else is here. Doesn't look like anyone lurking at the sides of the map, so it's just us here front and center. These folks look like they have a moderate number of hit points. So, tried and true again. Let's do our buff to everyone. Ta-da! So now that everybody's excited, we might be able to get Kiwi to do this up close. How should we do this? Now, Devious is going to make us more vulnerable. Ooh, that's not a lot. That is not a lot. Whacking him's going to do more. Enraging him's going to do even more. All right, let's have a think about this then. While we're all in an excited state, how's this going to work? Guess we could try and pick away. Actually, if we do that, and we end up making them impressed, then they are going to lose some speech defense. Sure, why not? Let's give that a go. Yeah, we did it. Take that, goon. Physical attacks have plus 50 attack power. So the advantage of being able to use that to then do an aggressive attack is maybe worth paying attention to, actually. How's this going to go? All right, that one's going to take them down entirely. So we're going to go for that. Classic Kiwi. British Goon is very confused about all the mixed signals because we did friendly and then devious. That's everyone's move. So let's see what these goons are going to do. So we're getting more excited by this friendly manner. Taking a moderate hit, but nothing super duper drastic. So, Amelia, you're right here at the back. You have the opportunity to do something to someone. What is going to be the most effective, I wonder? Certainly not that one. Who has an area attack? I think that is what Kiwi has for us. So is there anything that Amelia can do that is going to lower speech defense on anyone? Doesn't look like it. Jean-Pierre has that though. So we could do that one there. We might do that here, I think. Do your thing. Yeah, anchors. How about them anchors? Good, good, good. So now we're going to bring Kiwi around here. We're going to try this one out because that should do quite a bit of mischief. So another British goon confused, running off and away. And it would be nice for us to be able to make ourselves friendlier again, because I would like to get that that token there. So we might have to take a little bit of biffo from this goon. Did that get us any? It didn't get us any. So it looks like using those on ourselves is not going to build these pips up. It's only going to be when we're doing so elsewhere. So it looks like we're going to actually end this in a devious demeanor. Let's try this again and just see what happens. Is this going to build up our meter here? It is not. So it's kind of all done and over. So let's just get it over with. We're not going to get that token. So clearly, pacing and timing around actually attacking the enemies, attacking in air quotes, of course, is important. Anyway, goons without a leader is like fish without fins. The goons leave you slightly disoriented, and you can continue your journey. Great. We're going to continue. We're going to get a couple of collect tokens. And we're going to keep following this path that isn't going to take any supplies from us. The crew finds nothing of interest in this area. All right, so what else do we have here, really? Well, there are supplies back here that are going to give us more stuff, and I would like to try and explore as much of the map as possible. So using our first supply of the expedition, we're going to double back. Everyone is growing weak when the crew sees there is another hill to climb. Oh, I said that wrong. Everyone is growing weak. When the crew sees there is another hill to climb, they all lose hope and decide to rest. This costs you some supplies. Jean-Pierre goes on, motivating the rest to do so as well. So because Jean-Pierre is a level 3 athlete, we circumvent losing extra supplies. Let's head down this way. What do we have? What do we have? We find nothing of interest in the area once again. All right. Let's see how many supplies we do get here. After a while in the desert, you finally see an oasis on the horizon. We're going to visit the oasis. After a long, hard struggle through the vast, hot desert, you finally reach an oasis. There is a lake with some fish, date palms, plants, and a few other people who are resting here. Everybody but Jean-Pierre is going to refill their water for the journey ahead. What will Jean-Pierre do? Jean-Pierre will pick dates because that's going to get it's a 100% chance of success. Jean-Pierre climbs to the highest point of the date palm and starts picking. A gush of wind shakes the tree, but Jean-Pierre holds on and all the dates fall down. Enough to make some money. We did it. More money for us. Meanwhile, the other crew members have refilled all the water canteens the crew has. Time to continue. Da-da-da, we did it. All right. So if we move here for 0 and then here for 2, we're going to get ourselves a technique challenge, which we're probably not going to be able to do. But hey, why not have a look and see what happens? The crew finds some materials that could be used to create some helpful gear and tools. The materials could also just be studied. Amelia thinks about the options. What are we going to get for studying? We're going to get 1 study. And for a 44% chance, which I think is probably worth taking, we might get a bunch more stuff. Let's cross the fingers and toes as per usual. Oh no. Amelia, what have you done? Failure. Amelia doesn't know what to make of the materials and ends up destroying them in an attempt to construct something useful. So we missed out on one study there, but that's okay. Ooh, I see a nature challenge. I'm all about those nature challenges. Let's get to it. Look at that. Exploring the desert sometimes becomes easier when some set up camp while others explore the surroundings. Amelia thinks this is such a time. 2 crew members will go exploring while the others set up camp. Which 2 crew members will go exploring? Well, Kiwi is absolutely going to go exploring. Exploring the desert sometimes becomes easier. Okay, it's the same message again. Also going to send Amelia, and Jean-Pierre is going to stay behind to set up the camp. After a few hours, unfortunate, Amelia and Kiwi get lost. They're looking for a way back to the camp. Amelia is pretty sure there is a way back through the south. Kiwi thinks they should walk back to the rocky hill they just passed. Kiwi's plan is 100%. That's what we're going to do. Following Kiwi's plan, they go back to the hill. Not only do they manage to reorient themselves from there, but they also find lapis gemstones they previously missed. They can safely return to the camp from there. Hooray! Good work, us. We got more things. What is this over here? A diplomat or archaeologist? We're an archaeologist. Let's give that a try. Keeping an eye on those supplies, of course, because we don't want to run out. The crew finds a cryptic hieroglyph tablet. Everyone takes a look at it, but comes up with different interpretations. In the end, you decide to go with the 100% one. Amelia has a eureka moment and deduces that the tablet shows the location of ancient sites. The War Temple of Kemhut is one of them, but there are others that might be useful. Yay! Ooh, hello. We've discovered even more things. That's pretty good. So it doesn't look like there's anything in either of those directions. And we're down to 8 supplies, and it would be a little bit of backtracking to go back to that one. So we're going to head there right now and get as much top up as we can. So let's see how this works. You arrive at an oasis where some friendly nomads have set up camp. They're in a cheerful mood. Let's approach them. Welcome, travelers. We just had a lucrative journey, and if that isn't enough, God has blessed us with this bountiful oasis. We want to share our fortune with you. It's always a nice surprise to find people who want to help your cause. All right. What are we going to do? We're going to take as much as they can spare because we're already down to 6, so let's grab all of those. After some trading, chatting, and feasting, it's time for the crew to move on. The nomads cheerfully wave you goodbye and wish you the best of luck. Let's continue on our way. So, there's only one more oasis to get to, and we have discovered the location of an entirely different tomb. So I kind of want to take advantage of that. So let's head this way and make a beeline. The crew finds nothing of interest in this area. Make a bit of a beeline towards this here. We can't get to there from that one. This is a 0 cost, so let's move this way. Make ourselves a little bit more informed. Nothing of interest in the area. What have we got here? There is something odd here. There is research to be found. I like research. There's an encounter and status. We're not going to go for that one. And we're certainly not going to go here where there's nothing at all. All right, let's do it. What do we have? Starry night. The crew is relaxing at night looking at the stars. It's pretty cold out here, but the campfire provides some heat. Then something happens. Amelia suddenly pops up and starts running towards the ruins of an obelisk nearby. The crew thinks Amelia is losing it. Kiwi quickly follows to see what's going on. Amelia is obsessively looking through maps and at the obelisk. Kiwi looks a bit flabbergasted as Amelia sums up locations and calculations. Suddenly, Amelia seems to know something. Aliens! I beg your pardon? Amelia begins a rant about how aliens visited ancient Egypt and the pyramids, and this obelisk are proof and blah, blah, blah. Kiwi can't listen to it any longer. It seems that every bright mind must be a little crazy. Amelia has gained interest in the occult and gains the Archaeologist Occult perk. How about that? What does that bring Amelia to now? 4 of the Archaeologist perks. Prehistory, Excavation, Occult, and Legends. Good to know. What's going to be down here? A Wits Challenge. A Tactician, Beguiler, or Quick Thinker might be useful. We're not any of those things. There is a Nature Challenge over here. So I kind of want to go there and then here and then over to the Oasis and then head down to this new thing. Let's do it. Probably not going to come back around to the northern side. What is that? What is that? The desert is full of interesting natural phenomena. If you look well enough, Amelia might ask someone to keep an eye out for these. Go, Amelia, go with that 100%. Amelia does a good job. All sorts of beetles and interesting materials are found. One stone even has a sort of supernatural feel to it, but Amelia must be imagining things. I'm not so sure you are. What is this here? I have no idea what it is, but I'm curious now. There is research to be found here. Treasure or items may be present. Oh, I do like treasure and items. And there might be an encounter. Of course, back in the other direction, we can get ourselves more supplies, and we can head down to this thing here, which looks like a real bonanza. What to do? Well, if we head this way, we're certainly not coming back over to this curious thing. And in all honesty, if we go there and we come straight back, it's only going to cost us 2 supplies, and we do have 7 of them. So let's do it. Let's live on the edge. Red Hill. As you walk through the vast, boring desert, you suddenly see an unusual red sand hill. The crew walks towards the foot of the hill to see if there are any answers. Shall we climb to the top of the hill, or let's not take any unnecessary risks? I'm considering this a necessary risk, so we're going to climb to the top. You make the climb to the top, where you are shocked to see a giant sunflower-like flower. On top of the hill, you get a strange vibe from the flower. Ooh, this is one of those push your luck things. I'm going to examine the flower. We've come this far. You examine the giant leaves and the giant seeds of the sunflower. The smell around the flower is very nice and sweet. Jean-Pierre tries to pull out one of the seeds to see if it's edible. Suddenly, the flower starts shaking heavily, and you are swallowed by the flower. What? You're being pulled into the hill. Things get a bit vague now. The vine suddenly lets go, and you find yourselves in some sort of organic room. The room is lit up by glowing algae. Find our way out. Or do we study the algae? Oh, it's 95%, but study. Amelia's all about that study. These are no ordinary algae. They produce a nice glowing light which makes life underground possible. Remarkable. Jean-Pierre looks around and notices some dead bodies leaning against some organic spikes. Also, that these spikes are slowly closing in. The longer you stay in here, the harder it will be to escape unharmed. Now we're going to lose 1 resolve and 1 supply if we fail. Oh, do we want to search the bodies? I kind of don't want to lose any more supplies than 1, seeing as we're already running low, but it would be nice to search for more stuff. And there might be treasure on them. And we are treasure hunters. Let's search the bodies. These bodies look digested by the flower. It seems the flower eats any kind of life to survive. You search the bodies and find some old but valuable equipment. So we get some more tokens for that. The spikes are getting pretty close now. Everyone is looking for a way out when Amelia spots a beautiful and probably rare orchid. What an amazing sight. Amelia wants to take it. Is it worth the danger of being digested? We're going to lose 2 supplies now. This is getting worse and worse and worse. I think we're going to have to take a coin flip to try and get out. Let's see what happens. Oh no! We failed. So we're going to lose extra stuff. We lost 1 resolve and 2 supply. The spikes keep getting closer and closer. You keep searching for a way out or a weak spot in the spikes, but nothing. You are being squeezed together very hard, and some spikes are even stabbing you until Kiwi finally finds an opening. You struggle hard to reach it, avoiding the most painful spikes, and you eventually make it. Whew! You now find yourselves at the foot of the hill and take a look back at a painful encounter with the beautiful but dangerous flower. Everyone looks a bit crestfallen, don't they? Whew, all right, we did it. We're down to 4 supply. We're going to have to get all the way back over to here to get more of them, and that's going to cost us 1, 2, 3 supply just to get there. And then who knows how many we will have left. Are we going to even be able to make it over to this thing that we need to get to? Oof, it is not looking promising. But whatever the case and whatever happens, it's going to have to wait until the next part of the Let's Play. So thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying this. Please subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be notified when other episodes are released. Tell a friend if you think they might enjoy this. And come back again soon for more Renowned Explorers International Society.